I am launching a spring sale for both my products, so if you want to take your GoHighLevel website to the next level, now is the perfect time. So for the next 48 hours, you can use the code from the description, SPRING15, to get a nice discount on both my products. Now let me show you exactly what these products contain and how exactly you can use them. Starting off with a Notion doc which has almost 100 tutorials, effects, animations made entirely with custom code and specifically for GoHighLevel. And I'm gonna show you a couple of them and you'll see exactly what I mean. So the first one is this one, continuous scrolling image carousel. This is an entirely custom coded element that you can use on your GoHighLevel website. As you can see, you have a nice faded overlay on both sides, left and right. And of course, this page contains the exact tutorial on how to create such carousel. Then you have something like this. As you can see, all the tutorials have demos, so you know exactly what you are gonna obtain if you implement that specific effect. Then we have advanced mouse tracking 3D tilt effect. This is a cool one if you want to create engaging cards on your website, and as you can see, it follows the mouse in a 3D way. All sorts of cool effects in here for scrolling, sliders, hover effects, and this one has 31 button effects, glitched letters, shimmering button effect. This one you probably saw on my previous videos. A really cool button effect. Zoom in and text reveal on hover. This one is again a really popular one that I used tens of times for my clients and they absolutely loved it. Then we have zoom in and shadow, another really popular one. Those are quite easy effects, but the document also has some quite advanced ones that we are going to reach in just a second. But after hover effects, we have text and button animations like advanced typewriter effect. And this one looks like this. You can cycle through different sentences or words with a typewriter effect and you have the cursor and everything. Pretty cool one. Then you have rotating words letter by letter, fading words effect, advanced fade effect and text change, fluid sentence. This one is my favorite by far. It looks absolutely incredible, and the width of the container is dynamic, meaning it gets wider depending on the words inside it, as you can see in this little demo. Then you have advanced UI enhancements like background gradient overlay or how to add animations to every element, blur behind the header, multiple pop-ups, advanced sticky header, again a really cool one that looks pretty nice. When you start scrolling, only the menu stays in place, the button and the logo disappear. And yeah, as you can see, this demo also has a typewriter effect plus a ton of other cool effects from this Notion doc. Smart sliding mega menu. We even have page loading animations in here, so when you refresh the page you have loaders like progress bar or, and this is the code, rotating spinner when you refresh. Then you have jumping cube, pretty cool one actually. And yeah, I think that's all in here. 3 loading animations that are pretty awesome. Then you have the advanced section with GSAP effects. GSAP is a cool JavaScript library and has some of the craziest effects that you can possibly have for a GoHighLevel website. For example, you can add smooth scrolling effect, buttery smooth scrolling for your website, snap to scroll. So when you start scrolling, it automatically snaps to the next section. So it's pretty nice. Then you have layered image swap on scroll, video scrubbing. This one absolutely brilliant. You can basically scrub a video, meaning when you scroll it plays forward, and when you scroll up it plays in reverse. So it's really nice. And in here you get all the code, all the variants, because I have a lot of variants that you can use depending on which one works better for you. As you can see, a lot of variants, plus optimizations for the video itself, so it's very smooth. Then if we go further, we have smooth cursor follower, smooth fading on scroll, section scroll freeze plus horizontal scrolling. This one is absolutely brilliant because you can scroll horizontally if you have multiple sections just like this, and then you resume the normal scrolling, and of course it works in reverse as well. And tons of other cool effects. Stacked pin effect plus fade, stacked pin effect plus 3D flip. Another cool section pin effect. As you can see, you scroll basically over the previous section and they have that 3D flip in the background. Really nice. Sequential scroll animations, multiple image parallax effect, gallery display scroll, but this one with GSAP, really cool. And of course I left the normal JavaScript variant in here as well. Scroll activated header. When you start scrolling you get different header effects. For example, the background of the header changes depending on your scroll. And this one, as you can see, also has some parallax effect. Just look at the text, right? And that effect also is in here. Floating cards, flowing sections, another pretty interesting one. As you can see, the sections start to float when you scroll. Then we have a bonus section with a bit of tutorials and how to make your own effects. This is a section full of tutorials and basics that help you create your own effects and also help you customize the existing ones from this document. And of course, by getting this document, you also get lifetime access to it, meaning all the updates that are coming next, you'll receive them for free, which is a bonus. So that was my Notion doc. Now, my GoHighLevel website library is a totally different product, meaning the Notion doc was more like a DIY product, meaning you create your own website and then you enhance it with animations, effects, transitions, and so on. But this product is more on the done with you side, meaning it offers you fully built and optimized sections that you can mix and match to create a fully functional website. So for the first product, you need to have a website, but for the second one, you don't need to have a website because the sections themselves help you build that website. So the second product is basically a GoHighLevel website template, and each page within that template contains different sections. For example, the first page has bento style sections with cool design, fully customizable with CSS variables and JavaScript variables and so on, and of course fully mobile optimized. And not only for mobile, but also for tablet and all resolutions in between. So this is the first section, a bento style section that you can customize according to your needs. It also has this cool hover effect and it has three cards. Then we have bento 2, really cool background plus glassy styles for both the cards and the buttons, and you have this shimmer effect applied already to these cards in here. And in here I try to take advantage of the nested rows and columns that GoHighLevel added. Then we have a minimalistic section with no effects, just the design itself. Then the next page has FAQ sections, and this one has a similar design to the bento 1 section and uses the default GoHighLevel FAQ element, but all the others, as you can see, this one is similar, and also has this badge here and this link here with a gradient color, but this one uses a completely custom coded FAQ element. Look at the icon here, really cool and much smoother than the normal GoHighLevel FAQ element. Then we have a different design with the same element. Then we have another one with a different FAQ element, still custom coded with a different icon and a different style applied to it. And the third one with an even crazier style. As you can see, you have a hover effect for the whole question, and then you also click and the animation happens for the icon. Pretty nice. And yeah, this is how it looks. Of course, works for mobile really well. Then for the next page we have some interactive sections, and in here we have 3 actually. The first one has fluid columns plus this effect for the description. So when you don't hover on a card, you cannot see the description, so it actually makes sense to hover on a card to actually see the text that it holds. And this is how it works. On mobile and iPad you can actually see everything because there is no hover effect, so you need to be able to see the description. This is for the iPad and this is for mobile. Then of course for desktop you are able to play around with this effect. The next section is a cool one that I showed you in my previous videos, a section that showcases benefits, but it has this switch here, and when you flip it, it showcases drawbacks of not working with you or with us, whatever. Very powerful and conversion focused section. Then you have this one, another powerful conversion focused section, button with shimmer effect, gradient text, gradient background for the button, and you get this custom coded, fully custom coded actually, before and after slider that you can use to showcase transformations. Now the next page has pricing sections, and currently there is only one, but I will add more. Similar style, similar theme to the previous sections that I showed you, and this one has some pricing cards, fully custom, and it also has a monthly and annually switch, again fully custom coded, and as you can see it switches the pricing. Then we have some quite important sections, and we are talking about the hero sections. We have a basic one with a typewriter effect up there, and just the design, pretty cool. Then you have this one which has an optional menu that you can actually disable, because I also have a page for menus specifically, and this one has a really cool parallax effect for both the left column and the image, and they have different scroll speeds, so it's basically a double parallax effect. Then you have this one which has an animated background, basically a video, but it also respects accessibility requirements, meaning you have to have a way of stopping infinite looping videos or animations, and in this case is this subtle button down here. Very cool, and it basically stops the video and you can resume the playing by just clicking on the button. So it's very powerful in terms of accessibility. And then you have this button here, and yeah, a pretty simple hero section, but it's its features are powerful. Then you have this one which implements a logo carousel plus a different design basically to the first one. And then you have this one which is, I think, the simplest of them all, with an image on the right and an image on the left, right? Depending on what type of website you are trying to create. Then we have a page dedicated to sliders. You have this slider here, which you can drag to the left, to the right, and basically this one is an infinite slider, meaning you can click right or left how many times you want. There are actually only 2 cards and they are going forever. Very nice feature. And I think this one also has an autoplay function. I'm not sure if this one or some of the other sliders, but yeah, we'll see. This one is another really cool slider with a really cool design, and this is how the cars look. This one is different because it doesn't go forever. It has a limited number of slides. As you can see, the buttons also get disabled when you reach the end, and this is how they look on tablet. Pretty nice. You can scroll differently, and of course for mobile, again, cards resize, and you can scroll more because you get only one card per scroll. So they are already fully optimized for all resolutions. Now, moving further, we have the third slider, which basically is like this. You get these buttons down here, and you can also swipe left and right, and it basically moves 2 cards at a time. Pretty nice because you can have a testimonial here and an image or a video on the other card. The next page has trusted sections, and you have this carousel here. Then you have counters that these basically are the default GoHighLevel counters, but with a different design. This one is very simple. This one is more interesting. This one has autoplay, similar slider to the previous one. As you can see, you can basically go forever, and this one is a different one, but with the arrows, the exact same that you saw in the slider section, but yeah, basically with a different design, so you don't have to adjust anything if you want this specific design to match the other sections. Then we have the menu sections, which have 4 menus. I can't really showcase them here because you need like a fully built website and you need scrolling space, but yeah, this is custom made, this is native, and this again is custom made. Then we have a page for displaying features, and I think in here we have quite a lot of sections. This is the first section, and it has 2 columns. You can hover on each section and you get this really cool zoom in effect on the card background, and both cards act as buttons as well, so that's why we have the arrow here. You don't have to click the arrow, you just click everywhere and you will be redirected to a different page. Then you have this grid-like section with different benefits. Then you have this section which compares your actual product to others. Very powerful and very conversion focused. Then you have this one, again, shimmer effect in here. Then you have this one, simple one with a gradient, but I like how customizable this thing is. You can change the color for the text with only one variable, and it will automatically update the gradient in here based on that color. So it's very powerful in terms of customization. This one as well, cool grid, and that's basically it in terms of features. Then we have portfolio sections, and it's only one. As you can see, we have this similar thing to the sliders page, and you can basically slide all the cards left and right. And these cards also have a parallax effect, so the background for each card, as you can see by how it moves, it features a parallax effect, as if you are looking through a window. Pretty cool and pretty nice looking. Then we have call to action sections. This one has a nice design. This one is pretty simple. This one again pretty simple, and this one also features a parallax effect to match the other section, the portfolio section. And the last page contains footers. This one, which is more complex, and those two that are pretty simple. They also have animations and everything, as you can see, pretty nice, but that's basically it for now. I want to add a ton more sections to this library depending on what people need in order to improve their websites. So if you want to get these products, now is the perfect time. You can use the code SPRING15 and get a nice discount. You can find both the link to the products and the code in the description.